She's taken peer mediation and leadership classes. She's decorated homecoming floats and getting shaving cream ladder into her hair. This is her fourth speech, project number 3. Get to the point. She tells us how all these things made it all worth it. Please welcome Becca Wayne.
I stand here before you as a graduate of the Largo High School class of 2009. It's been a long road to get here at this milestone in my life. 13 years of school, but it was all worth it to come to this stage, this platform, shake hands with my principal, and receive my diploma. From the first moment I stepped foot on my Largo campus, I knew that's where I was supposed to be. That somewhere I would use all the things that I would learn at this school and help them. They would contribute to my fantastic future. As I was sitting on the field this morning, I couldn't help but reflect on my last 4 years as a high schooler. Mostly it was homecomings and club activities, the teachers that have impacted my life, and the fun that I've had learning and spending time with my friends. But I also thought of the obstacles that have tried to tear me down, the challenges that I've had to overcome, and the lessons that I will carry with me for the rest of my life. Prior to my junior year of high school, I was a straight A student and I was at the top of my class. But over time, I let all the negative things in my life impact me. And I focused more on my problems than on the good things. I was sucked into depression, and as many of you already know, I wound up in the hospital because of a suicide attempt. Darkest days of my life, and they really affected my academic standing. I went from having a 4.0 to having less than a 2.0. That's a really big difference. I was almost expelled from my magnet program, and for the first time in my life, I failed a class. And at this rate, I thought, I'll never get to graduate. But then this past summer, something hit me, and I just turned it all around. I realized what true dedication and commitment are, and I'm refusing to give up on anything. Over the last 10 months, I've worked on projects, I've done speeches, I've done research papers, I've read novels, and I've worked harder than I've ever worked in my entire life. But don't get me wrong, I'm still a procrastinator at heart. You know, I just refuse to let anything or anyone stand in my way. That 1.75 GPA didn't last very long, and I'm proud to say that I did bring it up. And I landed a spot around number 50 in a class of almost 400 students. I made it to graduation in National Honor Society, Spanish Honor Society, numerous other clubs and organizations, and I received the honor of summa cum laude status. Woohoo! After everything I went through last year, I realized that I really wanted to make my senior year the best one. So, I appreciated the little things, and I tried to have as much fun as possible. I took value in what my teachers were saying. I realized that they were always putting in little random quotes in their lectures. They were always teaching us more than they were required to. And they challenged us to think about more than just the now, and think more about the life outside of math and science textbooks. My freshman and sophomore years, I didn't really get involved in anything, but as a senior, I decided I needed to get involved and do something with my time and abilities. So not only did I join National Honor Society and Spanish Honor Society for the second year in a row, but I was the vice president of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. I was a member of the History Honor Society Rho Kappa, and I was the second lieutenant of the distinguished Largo academic team. It it was my last year, so I decided I had to make it all the worthwhile, and I wanted to have some fun. Had a blast at homecoming. I enjoyed dressing up for prom. And I had many luncheons at Mugs and Jugs with my posse. Oh, but we can't forget that shaving cream and water balloon fight we had last week in the senior parking lot. That was fun. My last 4 years of high school have been the best and the most challenging years of my life. But this is just the beginning. Life is full of possibilities, and I have so many adventures that are awaiting me. If this is what Largo was like for 4 years, I can't even imagine what Florida State's going to be like for the next 4 years. Everything that I learned at Largo really prepared me for my future in the real world, between leadership skills, adhering to deadlines, learning how to cite sources in a paper, working with others, getting involved, and having fun. These all contributed to my life. So I received my graduation medal, and I waited for my name to be called. And then I stood up on the platform. It all came down to this moment, where I shake the principal's hand, and she gives me my diploma. And then I look out with a smiling face full of pride and accomplishment at my future. This is what I worked for 13 years of my life. When I become Becca Wayne, graduate of Largo High School, class of 2009. Thank you.